All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call. Let me know that we are good to go. And I don't know why I am scrolled down on the website, but it doesn't matter. Welcome in. We're going to be going over how to market a pending listing, yours or not yours. How to market a pending listing is either the listing agent, where you are the listing agent, and also as a selling agent. So if you have a buyer that is in contract on a property, you can add that to listings to leads, and it's absolutely fabulous. I've had clients whose buyers were in contract, obviously with the listing agent, but their buyer was in contract, and they add it to listings to leads, and they've actually had listings before the original property that their buyer was in contract on closed escrow. So how do you like those apples, right? Talk about phenomenal. And just using the tools in listings to leads. I don't want to say nothing special, but nothing earth shattering. All right. Just using the tools in listings to leads to market a pending listing. And she got a listing before the original listing closed escrow. So absolutely fabulous. Go ahead and type in, let me know that you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, you're ready to go. If you got the ability to log in on a different monitor or different screen and listen to me and watch me on another, like I am, I've got two screens up right here. So I've got the recording screen and on my second monitor, and then you're looking at my first monitor here. So if you can do, that's fabulous, because we don't do sales calls like this. We do working calls. If you're a client, phenomenal. Let's get at it. And if you're not a client, this is a great call to be on, because you're going to learn a lot, whether you are using listings to leads, you're going to use listings to leads, or you just got nothing better to do. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and log in to listings to leads. And if you haven't, the existing home sales came out today. We might get an email for that a little bit later. If you haven't gotten this email to your database, especially the one for seller leads, your homeowners, get in there and get that out. I'm telling you, people get listings from those emails. They're absolutely fabulous. People engage the buyers from those emails. There's an email for the sellers and homeowners. You can send it through your CRM, and you can also send it through listings to leads. So there's one for sellers and homeowners, and then there's one for the buyers. The one for the homeowners, sellers, that automatically includes a link to your 100-point home marketing plan from listings to leads. And then the one for buyers automatically includes the price reduced landing page from your listings to leads account. Pretty fabulous, pretty amazing. And before we get at it, I just want to mention our mastermind group, our YouTube channel, our Instagram. There are all three things that you should be aware of and a participant in. And you can find them by going to the marketing calendar. Then from there, there's three tabs across the top. There's the marketing calendar. Then we've got presentations, especially our open house mastery. If you're doing open houses, this is the best thing in the industry. I'll put it up against anybody for their open house and how to turn an open house, not just market an open house for both buyers and sellers, but how to do the open house. All right. Doing an open house is not just about sending out an email or doing an ad. The true value of an open house is actually conducting the open house in such a way that all the people coming through are engaged at the highest level. They view you at the highest level, and you will get more listings. You will get more buyers when you put it all together. So take a look at that a little bit later under presentations, but I want to direct you to resources. So here you can click it to our YouTube channel, where this call and all of our other calls are recorded and stored. Our Instagram, you definitely want to be a part of that, because we post great little tips almost every day. And they're just really good to make sure that you're not forgetting things. So take a look at that. Look at our stories, and also look at our reels. And then in the mastermind group, click right there. If you're not a member, it'll ask you to join. And I do want to mention two quick posts I just made. How many of you have a unique selling proposition? So if you were to meet somebody, a homeowner, who possibly was thinking about selling or maybe even not thinking about selling? Do you have a quick elevator pitch to engage them and make them feel and know and want to engage you at the highest level? So you probably don't. If you were to talk to a homeowner and they said, yeah, our daughter just moved to Florida or we're getting ready to downsize, what would you say to them? What would you say to them? That is your one of the biggest opportunities. And so I put a unique selling USP, unique selling proposition right here that you should take a look at. You can customize it for yourself if you want to, but take a look at that. Leave a comment. I would love to get a comment from you. And then, and it's related, the number one listing lead gen tool you've got as a real estate agent, aside from pending listings, sold listings, and your listing presentation, really, they all kind of work together. And if you click the image, it's going to take you to a great write up. I would read this because if you can get so comfortable with the 27-page interactive marketing plan, right? The 100-point home marketing plan from listings to leads, you know, how to use it, how to customize it. I say how to present it, but it almost presents itself. The people that give us feedback on it just tell us it's the easiest thing they've ever done as far as being inside of a listing presentation, talking to a homeowner. And like it says right here, if I scroll up, right, the homeowners, they always have three questions that they've got, whether they articulate it, they tell you that they've got them, but they've got three questions minimum. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to sell my home? How are you different than other agents? And why am I paying you 2.5 to 3%? So this presentation answers all of that. And the more comfortable you get with it, the more you're going to absolutely look forward to doing a listing presentation. You can do these for your standard seller leads, listing presentations. You can create them for the expireds, for FSBOs, for canceled. You can even do them for probate. And so down here, I've got just click in here, and then you can just scroll through the presentation. I highly recommend that you go through this and that you get comfortable with it. You ask questions about it, that you could do a presentation to other agents about it, because what do they always say? The best way to get really good at something is not just learning it, but teaching it. Now, I'm not telling you have to teach it, but you should get that comfortable where you could. And so go through this, because the more confident you are that when you meet a homeowner who's thinking about selling, or you're in a more formal listing presentation, that you aren't juggling around, you're not hemming and hawing, you're not nervous, you're not apprehensive, you're not anxious, but you're comfortable. All right, you're absolutely comfortable in your own skin and what you're going to be presenting. You're going to do, like I said, it's not only that you're not going to be nervous, you're going to look forward and you're going to absolutely attract more. Does that make sense? Because when we've got nervous energy around meeting a seller or going into a listing presentation, that nervous energy, it's not attracting anybody. And so if we're always, and I just saw it, I saw two big Facebook groups in the last 12 hours, one last night and one this morning. Agents were like, what do you do for listing presentation? Oh my God. Everyone was like, go to Canva, use Chat GPT or Gemini or Claude. No, that is the worst thing you could do, because then you're reinventing the wheel all the time, when you could create that 27-page interactive custom marketing plan featuring the homeowner's home, name and address on the cover, the interactive QR codes, text codes, domains that they can click, text, scan, see their home right on their phone. You can't do that with Canva. And if you did, it would take you like an hour. You can't do that with AI. All right. AI has got a lot of great stuff. I use AI all the time, but I would never use AI to start creating my marketing plans. And I said that to both of those people, actually. I said, check out this link right here, and you tell me if you think your Canva is going to do better than what we've got. So anyways, take a look at that a little bit later. Let's jump to it, because we have a lot to cover today. I did put the link to listings2leads.com/pending. Take a look at it a little bit later. One thing I'm going to show you that I want to point out that you can come back to later is the right under pro tip. See property description for add a listing for a pending listing. Oh my God, that was poorly written. So this is standard listing agent, I believe. Let's see. And yeah, so so what I'm pointing out here is a property description. One thing that I want you to be thinking about when the property goes into contract, one of the first things you should do, change the property description to be seller focused, because now it's going to be a lot of homeowners and home potential sellers looking at our marketing. So think about flipping the property description. And I've got those links on that page right there for you to go. You can literally just copy and paste and edit as you want. So you can see here, my property description is not talking about the home anymore. It's talking about, in this case, because I'm a selling agent, or I'm sorry, the listing agent, right? It says this home is now pending. Our 100 plus point home marketing plan got this home into contract in 23 days, generated 18,000 plus views on Facebook, yada, yada, versus 457 on Zillow. If I need to do a rough estimate, over 5,000, whatever. This resulted in 45 buyer inquiries, leads, 12 showings, and 2 offers. The problem is that I only have 1 home and 18,255 other potential buyers. And then you can go from there with this. So take a look at that later. All right. And then right below that one is where I'm the selling agent. So this is where, when you're the selling agent, that means it's your buyer in contract to buy that home. And I'm telling you, because you're going to do this again at just sold. And if you combine pending and just sold together, it's double whammy, because now pretty much the same audience is going to see us. Oh, he or she, they have a home in contract, and that's great. And then a month later ish or so, it's, oh, wow, they've got a home that they just sold. Oh, they just sold that home from before. They must be pretty good. Makes sense? And so here you can see the property description is written from the point of view of a buyer's agent. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just roughly, this home is now pending. I guided another buyer client to the perfect home in Whitney Oaks, starting with preparing them for the journey and securing a lender pre-qualification. Together, we built a detailed list of their dream home criteria, researched and previewed properties, and found the one. I negotiated a lower price, secured closing cost assistance from the seller, and oversaw inspections for a seamless escrow. My gosh, right? How fabulous. Looking to buy your ideal home, make it happen. And then it says, homeowners, are you in your forever home? If you're open to the idea of potentially selling, please keep reading. Boom, bada bing. So I put these 2 links right here for you so that you can just come and grab them and use them. If you continue down, there's a lot of other great stuff here. What we're going to do next is we're actually going to go through all of these items further down on this page, because these are all the items under the market listing, the green button, and listings to leads. And this is a great write-up. I recommend that you do look at it, because it's different than support. It's more of me and you together. And there's one thing here that's not under market listings. All right. It's not inside of your account. It's only on this page. So again, make sure you got this saved. Get into the mastermind group later and ask for it if you need to. But it's Instagram stories. Click here to see examples of Instagram stories. And I got a video walking you through how to do this. Check this out. This Folsom home went pending in 34 days, and I got a poll that people can interact with. Just read everything as pending. All right. So it says just pending in Folsom. Our 100 plus point home marketing plan wins again. Thinking about selling your home and want to download secrets to selling your home fast, right? Another poll that they can request. Here's where it gets good. Pending in Folsom. Our 100 plus point home marketing plan wins again. Thinking about selling your home? Get your current home value estimate for free now. And check this out, right in my and you could do this every single day. You could do this every day that home is in contract. Just use different photos, little tiny video clips. You'll see what I mean in a second. All right. Another home pending in Granite Bay. Get the 100-point home marketing 100-point plan now. And then there's even a poll right below it. And this is absolutely free. It's fun. I find it fun. I like doing this. This is just, and that's just the post of the image from Listings to Leads. Pending in Rockland. Click below to get the photos, details, and more. And boom. All right. Another home pending in Folsom. Get your free home value estimate. And then there's a poll. What's holding you back from selling your home? Waiting for better market conditions. Need to sell my home first. And here check this out. Pending in Folsom. And it says here, free guide, home seller negotiation secrets. Boom. And they can download my PDF guide. And then I think 2 more. All right. Another home pending in Granite Bay. Right. Again, that's going to my 100-point home marketing plan where they can download. And then the last one here. Right. And so again, use a little video clips, use images. When I say video clips, it could literally be a 7-second, 10-second little clip going back and forth in front of the home, a little walkthrough from the main area to the kitchen, just like this right here. It could just be the backyard. And you could literally do those like every day, every other day. So again, make sure to check that out a little bit later. Right here, how to do this. There's a quick, once you know how to do it, literally takes 30 seconds to do a story. I spend more time selecting music than I do actually doing the story itself. Make sense? All right. Everybody good to go? Go ahead and type in that you're good to go so far, and we're going to start getting at it. I'm going to mention where you're the buyer's agent. What you're going to do is click add listing, manual, because you can't import a listing that's not yours automatically from the data feed. So you're going to go add listing manual, take a photo of the property at some point, grab a photo. All right. Just listed, change that to whatever's appropriate, in contract, under deposit, active contingent, or pending. Now you can also do this as the selling agent. Again, that's where your buyer bought the property as just sold, but just select the appropriate status, add the information. All you need is one photo, right? Grab the description I shared with you at listings2leads.com/pending, right? Click on the appropriate link, grab the language you want, put it in here and edit it. And then on the next page, just add a photo. And I can't believe I just did that. Hold on 1 second. I just deleted my account, or not deleted. I just closed out my account. Let me bring it up on my other monitor. Let me bring it back over. All right. That was a amateur move. All right. We're back on listing. So let's do it. Let's start marketing. First of all, we got pending. You can't really borrow a pending listing necessarily. I don't know that many agents are going to say, hey, borrow my pending listing. If you've had any sold listings, or ask your broker. If you're like, for example, we got some clients, usually in smaller offices, but maybe in a bigger office. If you got a broker who also, or if you're on a team, you got a team member, you could ask them, but I don't know about borrowing a listing for this one. All right. So Facebook and Instagram ad. There are a couple of key tools I want to get really good at. So pay attention to the ad. Listings to Leads, the way we do our ads are the best in the industry. All right. I'm just going to say it because it's so quick. And if you do it right, the follow-up and engagement is going to 2 to 3x. So pay attention to what I do, please. It's going to autofill location. For seller leads, never increase the location. Leave it as is. All right. Don't increase the radius. Leave it. You want it as small as possible. And unfortunately with real estate, no, we can do custom audiences and retargeting. I'll point that out, but you don't need to, but you can, and I'll show it to you. I got a lifetime budget. Leave it as lifetime. For seller leads, you really want like $15 a day. All right. So $15 a day per location. So if you start adding locations, you got to start adding more budget. So I say don't do that, especially for seller leads. It's going to run for 1 week. Leave it alone. That's fine. All right. I got my template right here. I'll touch on that in a second. Here you can see I can retarget, and it's going to want to retarget by default. I'm going to turn that off though, but just to show you. Now, I wouldn't go to a buyer audience, but if you've got any custom audiences like your database, you go to My Plus Leads, you pull a audience of 1,000 homeowners in Folsom, and then you can upload it into Listings to Leads. Yeah, I'll show you later, ask our support team on that. But you can literally upload a properly formatted CSV file into Listings to Leads. We will send it to Facebook. It'll create the custom audience, sometimes as little as 15 minutes. Normally it can be a couple of hours, but sometimes I've seen it pretty quick. All right. So for this, I'm going to uncheck retarget because I just want this to go to all of the Folsom homeowners. Now, if I wanted to retarget and go to a custom audience, I would run a second ad, right? Because you don't want to do both at the same time. You'd want to do 2 separate ads. So I'm going to turn off retargeting. Now pay attention. Advanced options, create new form. I'm going to do this a few times, but it's easy. And now I'm looking at these questions. Now this is a Facebook lead form. So when somebody clicks my Facebook ad, there's going to be a pop-up, and there's going to be 3 questions on that pop-up. And these are absolutely critical. So watch what I do and don't get overwhelmed. Ask me a question if you need to. Try it yourself. You're not going to break anything. You can always turn an ad right off if you just want to test it out real quickly. I'll show you how to do that. In fact, that's what I do every time. So notice we've got name, email, and phone number. All right, that's awesome. Name, email, and phone number. I see it on the left as on. I see it on the right on the form. Right below it, it says, what is your time frame to sell? All right, so hold on. I'm just going to scroll down. Would you sell your home? Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? That's turned on. Okay. And that's it. Now, if you have these questions, the answers to these questions, what is your time frame to sell? Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? That's going to help my follow-up. All right. Because now if they say yes to they would sell in the next 1 to 3 months if they got the right price, phenomenal. Because I'm going to follow up with you and I'm going to find out, hey, John, what is your price that you might consider looking at an offer in the next 1 to 3 months or whatever is appropriate for you? So these questions, 2 to 3x are follow-up, right? Type in if that makes sense and if you get that, because that's very important. Because if you understand, we can increase our engagement, we can increase our lead follow-up, we can increase the number of leads we connect with, we increase the number of listings we get from this if we have the right questions, the best questions. So check this out. And there's only 2 turned on by default, but we're going to do 3. And I am going to turn off what is your time frame to sell, only because if they say yes to this one, then I know they might sell in the next 1 to 3 months. If they say no to it, then I know they're probably more than 3 months out. They're related, and you can do whatever you want, but I'm going to leave that one turned on. And then go through all of these at your leisure. But there's 2 that I love. See how AI can help you sell faster for top dollar. And then see my 100-point home marketing plan, see how it works for your home. And their options here are going to be, yes, and please customize for my home, not right now. Or the AI question, yes, show me how, not right now. Sell in the next 1 to 3 months, maybe, if it's the right price. No, I would not. And I can even reorder these. So I can drag, for example, I might want to put, just to show you. Normally, I like to make sure that the first question is the one most likely for them to say yes to. Because you figure if they say yes, then they're more likely, as to some degree, to keep saying yes. No, not always, obviously, but I would like them to see a question and they go, "Yeah, I would like that." And if they're a homeowner, see how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home. We see anywhere from 10 to 40% of people saying yes to that. And that is awesome. See how AI can help you sell faster for top dollar? Anywhere from 10 to 30, 10 to 20% say yes to that one. Would you sell the next 1 to 3 months? Anywhere from 10 to 20% right there. Out of 10 leads, probably 7 to 8 of them are going to say yes to at least one, if not two, and a few will say yes to all three. Amazing. Now, there are other questions here, fair enough, that are absolutely great. Curious what your home could sell for right now. See what a buyer would pay for your home. Get your home's value and instant cash offer. Some of these are similar, but they're just worded differently because people have different ways they like to have it phrased. And I totally get it. Are you buying a home when your home sells? They're all great questions. It's just, what is it that you want? And so now I check out that form. So now when they click my ad, they're going to see how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home. See how AI can help you sell faster for top dollar. Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? Bravo. Don't do four. Four, you're going to start seeing your cost per lead skyrocket. It's not good. You're right. You can do one, you can do two, you can do three. Your cost per lead is going to be about the same, one, two, or three. So why not just do 3 questions? All right. When I get the ones I want in the order, just click create form and close advanced options. Just close it. I don't need it. Create ad. Easy. I don't need to go to the ads manager. I'm not locked into a certain price that I got to pay. Some vendors, right, you only get a couple of options on the price you're going to pay. Come on. Some vendors take money from the budget to pay for the pleasure of running the ad in their system, which is crazy. So let's take a look at a previous ad that I did, and you can just see how it's going to work. And this is great for you. And again, you should do this as well. You should do this as well, right? Let me show you one more time. When you get done running the ad, now it's going to take 2 to 3 minutes for this link to work, but this is from a previous one. So I click view, and then I'm going to click show ad. So there's a little blue button here that says show ad. And it's going to normally be 3 to 4 posts down. So I got to scroll down for a little bit. So scroll down. And there we go. So there's that ad. So click it. Get your home's value and instant cash offer. They're going to say, let me know, or no, thank you. See how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home. I'm going to say yes, and please customize. And what's the magic number for your home? And oh, I'm sorry, that's not that's a type in. I'm going to say 500,000. Continue. Name, email, phone number. Continue. They're going to click through, and then they're going to get your home value now, so they can do that, because the main lead form here, you see that right there, get your home value. Now they can pass through that. Pending, right? Remember that? See how all this makes sense? All right. Absolutely amazing. A lot of great stuff in here. I got 3D tour, lots of videos that I put in here, my professional photos, right? There's a home value link again, the print brochures. They can download a PDF guide. I hope you're not sending leads to your IDX. All right. The single property website from Listings to Leads is infinitely better. So I'm just going to archive that real quickly. And now after your ad is done, I highly recommend, and I'm just going to bring this up. Oh, not that one. Hide. I wanted to bring this one. So this is from earlier this week. One of our clients, longtime client, been a client for a decade. I get better leads off my Listings to Leads ads, and I love the AI autoresponder or AI follow-up is what she's referring to. And that is, if you don't have it in your CRM, I highly recommend it. All you got to do is click subscribe. Just go with the 50 lead package to start. You can always upgrade later. Hit next. You're going to add your credit card. Hit next again. And you're going to select a name for your AI assistant. And then if you want to do buyer leads, seller leads, or both, because I'm telling you right now, and again, if you've got it with your CRM, you don't need ours. So again, I'm not selling you. I'm just trying to help you out because having the AI text follow up, regardless of who you got it from, is phenomenal because it will make sure every lead is getting followed up with. Now, you are still going to follow up with leads. You are still going to time block 45 minutes to an hour a day or more, depending on what you're doing, but you're going to time block some time every single day and you're going to call all the leads that came in for that day. The beautiful thing is with the AI text, I don't have to drop everything, right? Speed to lead. I don't have to drop everything to follow up. And the AI text is awesome because when they connect, they're going to let me know. When the lead responds, I'm going to get an email. I can go right into listings to leads, turn the conversation off and take it over. But again, you always want to make sure you're following up, even if you've got AI text with any type of service. So you might have it through Lofty, Go High Level, whatever. If you don't need ours, just make sure your leads are going to your CRM. So always make sure your leads are going there, but you don't need it in both, of course. Yeah, AI text is an additional charge in any program, right? Whether you're using Lofty or Go High Level or us, the AI text is always an extra cost. And I know ours it's either on par or cheaper than most others, definitely. And then here's the deal. You can do what I just did to test out these ads, and then watch this. Turn it off. You're not going to get charged. All right. So I can play around, get comfortable, try it out, look at the questions, see how it works on Facebook, and then just turn it off. And if you want to, just archive it so it's just out of your account. Get in here and play around. You're not going to break anything. The only thing that can happen bad is you forget you did it and you just don't bother ever turning it off if you meant to. That's all. All right. Social media post. This is going to go to Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and your Google business page. I highly recommend you do this for everything. It's going to link right to the property website directly. And so I can connect more social accounts there by clicking that and connect if I need to. I can edit the image. And for the image, I like the sideways one. Hit save and either schedule the post or post now. Now, if you got a lot of people have this turned on by default. So it's automated. As soon as the listing hits pending, it just posts automatically. And that's totally fine. So, anyways, that's going to get posted. It's going to look like this. The text is editable as well. And when people click, I will show you an older one. All right. So here's an old post. People are going to see it. They click it and they go boom, right to the property website. And then that lead form is going to pop up like after, I think I got it set for 5 or 20 seconds, whatever. And then now they can get their home value here, or they can get their home value from the embed. All right. So get it up on your social media. Now, this is critical as either the listing agent or the selling agent, get these two tools to the seller. If you're the buyer's agent, you're going to want to click edit email and just edit this part right here. All right. Just edit it to say something to the effect of, and you can look at the property description, what you did, and put that, but just edit it so that it reflects that you are working with the buyer. But I would get this one, and then there's an e-flyer, and you want to get these to the seller or the buyer because this is one of the best tools for more seller leads in particular, but also seller and buyer leads. All you got to do, we'll go back to the social media one. All right, share and seller social media. click send to seller, right? Or you're going to click it for the buyer as well. So whether it's the buyer or the seller, click that button, add the seller's information, and click send. And while you're at it, just do it for the e-flyer. Now, this will auto-populate because you just added it for the social media post, and hit send. You're going to be CC'd as the agent. It's the version of the email you get will let you know that the seller was just sent this as well. The seller is going to get these two emails, and you're going to want to call the seller up, and you're going to say something like this. All right, now I'm going to do it for the selling as a listing agent, but as a buyer's agent, just reword it and get into the mastermind group. We can play around if you want to. But for the listing agent, you're going to say something to the effect of, hey, Linda, Scott here. Just wanted to let you know that now that your home is in contract, we're going to be scheduling all of the inspections and everything and make sure that everything is smooth as possible. But at the same time, we're not going to stop marketing your home just because it's in contract. To that effect, right? I just did an ad. We're going to do some social media things. We're going to do some other marketing. And I sent you something to put up on your Facebook page and to share via email because it would just be great to let people know that your home is now in contract, but we also want to keep it in front of people as well. Your sellers are going to think you're like some marketing mad person, right? In a good way, like a madman, an evil scientist, but a good scientist. And the post and the email, not just promote you and your branding. It's like, this is a kind of branding that you can't even pay for. And then people click the social media post or they click the email and they go right to the property website where they've got all that great lead capture. Make sense? And as you can see, here's the email. It looks beautiful. It's all your colors, your branding. It's the first 5 photos of the property. People click and they go, boom, right to the property website. They don't go to Google Maps, right? They're not going to your IDX, right? That property description right there. This home is now pending. Come on. That is so powerful. Now, I know all of you want more listings. This is one of the top ways to get listings. And what I highly recommend is either mail. We got postcards, letters, and door hangers. I'll show you the letter. I'll show you the postcard and the door hangers right below it. I'll show you that next. But I would highly recommend that you get out. You want to do these both for pending and just sold in my mind. So I hear people like, oh, I sent out 900 postcards for just sold. And I just want to die. All right. Not literally, but it is much better to do right now. If you think about the entire process of the listing, and it may be too late now, but for maybe your next listing, do like 1 to 200 at just listed or open house, and then do 1 to 200 at pending, and then do 1 to 200 at just sold. This way, the homeowners, they see you right over the course of the listing. They see that messaging from the fact that, all right, Linda reached out to me with a postcard, door hanger, or letter when the property was just listed or at open house. And then now I see her again. Oh, she got it into contract. Oh, she got it pending. Wow. That's great. And then in a month and a half from now, you're going to do it again when it's sold. And now they're like, oh, wow, man, Linda, right? Now we remember Linda because she dropped a letter off or she sent us a postcard or a door hanger when that property was just listed or had an open house. And then she updated us, right? Almost like a service thing when it went into contract. Wow, she's pretty. And oh, wow, look, she just sold it. Now they're going to start remembering you. They got this success case built around you, all right, via these tools. Does everybody get that? We don't think of marketing in isolation, like as in one thing. All of these tools build on each other over time. Now, I got people that will send out 100 letters and get a listing from it. Anything can and will happen. Now, you can door knock, you can mail these, you can mail them yourself, you can mail them through a service. It's just you want to get them to the homeowners around that listing. And it's awesome. It's got a scannable QR code. They can send a text. It's got the domain, right? They can go to. And This is one of the top lead generators in the industry. So we want to get this to the homeowners. And then what I would highly recommend is that we use a service, could be like RedX, My Plus Leads, to pull a list that we have phone numbers, we got emails, and we've got their addresses, obviously. And then we also know how long they lived there and things like that. So I would then get my list, and then I would mail or door knock, and then I would circle prospect as well. Because if you got a pending listing, that is gold. So don't let a pending listing go to waste. All right. Yeah, Mark Levinson, exactly right. If you're a My Plus Leads, you could use the most likely to sell trigger or filter as well. And I think all those platforms have that filter, most likely to list. But I've got people, they door knock, they print, and literally they'll print it and then they'll just tri-fold it. Other people they tri-fold it, and then I don't want to crease it. Then they address the actual paper, put a stamp, and then put a couple little tab stickers. Some people put it in an envelope. The key is you want to make sure it looks like it's either handwritten font via a printer. So you can use a printer, but just make sure it's handwritten font and still a first class stamp. Or you can use a service like Zaire Mail, ZAIR Mail, or My Plus Leads, Mailbox Power, Thanks IO. They all have got that handwritten font. You may have a printer that can do it at your office or your home, right, where you can print up the envelopes. Or again, like I said, or you can door knock. Now we got postcards and door hangers as well. I absolutely love the door hangers because I love because they allow me to door knock. And here's the deal, because when I door knock, I'm going to be taking the marketing plan with me, my 100-point home marketing plan. I'm going to be bringing a copy of that with me so that if I end up talking to anybody, I can actually show them my marketing plan and offer to send it to them via text, email, mail, or I can drop off their own copy later this week. So it gives me great engagement and follow up, not only to just door knock with the letter or the door hanger, but to take my marketing plan with me. Make sense? Because you're going to get people, and I've done door knocking before. And usually, if you do it at the right time of day, it can be anywhere from 20% of the people are going to answer. And of those 20%, 10% are going to engage. So it's just a matter of, do you have the open house? You can do an open house that's a complete waste of time or low engagement and low conversion, or you can do it in a way that has better engagement, that has better conversion. And this is the way to do it. Bring your 100-point home marketing plan. If you got any like further questions or want to discuss that more, get into the Facebook mastermind group, right? We can discuss it more there. But the postcards and door hangers both also have the same call to actions. They're very elegant, so they're attractive looking, and you will see front and back. Of course, I had to pick the smallest one. So here's the back of it. And notice on the back, when this home is sold, it will affect your home's value because it's pending. It changes at every status. I would like to invite you to find out the new value of your home for free and it's got a domain, but it's also got a text where they can text. That is phenomenal. You can try it out on yourself and see how that works. It's really cool. And then here's the front. And the front automatically, first of all, doesn't that look attractive? It's almost, if you got a great photo, that's almost something people are going to leave on their countertop because it just looks good. Pending, simple, elegant. It's got the domain, it's got the text code, and then it's got a QR code. It's absolutely gorgeous. And if you want to drop that into Canva, you could edit it a little bit if you wanted to, and still leverage the domain, the text code, and the QR code. All right. Somebody says they lost sound. Can you guys hear me okay still? Everybody hear me? Yep. And Linda, no, it's not free. No, any kind of AI text service in any platform is going to be an additional charge. So RR, yeah, I don't know RR. People say they can hear me. So, anyways, all right. So circle prospecting script. I don't want to spend too much time on this because we got a few other things I want to make sure we get to. One of the most important is a yard sign. I'm telling you, if when your listing is in contract, pending, whatever you call it, your yard sign is so critical. But real quickly here, before we get to that, we got your database as well. But here's a circle prospecting script. The only thing I'm going to mention here is there's two versions. One where you're going to send the letter, postcard, or door hanger or door knock, and then another version where you don't. And then from here, the ending is it's essentially this. All right. Hey, Mark, Scott here at XYZ Realty. Just want to let you know that 333 Main Court just went into contract. It's expected to close mid-April, right? Early April, whatever. And I just want to make sure to let you know about that and see if you have any questions related to the sale of that property. And by the way, when this home is sold, it will affect nearby home values. And we're going to get a good price for this property. So I think it's going to be a good thing for you. And because of this, I will be preparing an updated home value estimate for your home. Would Mark at Gmail, would that be the best email to send that to when it's ready? Make sense? So you're going to be talking to them. Hopefully you may be leaving a voicemail, and I would leave that in the voicemail because that way maybe they contact you and say, no, I don't want it. Oh, Mark, no worries. I don't want to bother you. I know you're not thinking about selling anytime soon. I do this for all of my clients. It's an absolutely free service. And so if you're sure you don't want it, I totally get it. That's fine. I don't want to be a pest, but I want to make sure that you understand there's no obligation for this. Make sense? Because if I leave the voicemail like I role played like it is in here, you're going to be getting some people calling and texting you back. And some are going to say, yes, great. Yeah, that's the right email. Some people are going to say, I don't want it. And then you can respond in a way that is affirming, that lets you know you heard them and you're not here to sell them, that you do this for other people. It's not a obligation type of thing at all. And are they sure they don't want it? And then you might even throw, and I don't know if this is interest to you, but I got a 100 plus point home marketing plan that I send to all of my clients as well, because I just want to make sure that when they do sell in the next few years down the road, that they've got it available. And that way you're not making them feel like it's only something that somebody selling in the next month can get. Are we good on that? All right. I got two more things to get to. We got 10 minutes to go. Your database and your yard sign. So important. So here's the email for your database, and it's gorgeous. You're going to send it through Follow Up Boss. You're going to send it through Bold, Lofty, Sierra, Boomtown, whatever platform you want to send it through. Now, check this out. Check this out. 333 Main Court in Rockland is now pending and expected to close soon. I mean, this is so hot. If you are thinking about selling your home, my 100 plus point home marketing plan helped get this home into contract and can do the same for your home. Please view it here. And it's automatically going to go to yours in your Listings to Leads account where they can click through it. Now you're going to get a notification. And even if you send it through Follow Up Boss or you send it through Listings to Leads, you'll be able to see in the records that Scott Pierce clicked the link for your 100 plus point home marketing plan. And they got the link. And again, so I get emails all the time. 97% of the time, if not 100% of the time, except for ours, that link would have taken me to Google Maps almost 100% of the time. I don't get it. I don't know why people don't understand it, but you are losing so many leads because you got the address in there, and the default for all of these services is to go right to Google Maps, and nobody ever changes that except for us. So we want to make sure that we're getting people to the property website. Why? Because whether you're a buyer or a seller, we've got ways and content on here that could appeal to you. Make sense? It's not that difficult, right? They can actually download the print version of that. They can get their home value, the brochure, a PDF guide, right? Maps and local. They can see maps and local. I'd rather them see it inside of my property website than linking to it from the e-flyer. That makes no sense. All right. They can see your client reviews and how awesome you are. All right. All this great stuff, all your other listings or listings that are in your account. Now, we're not going to show expired or listing presentation or FISBOs, but any listing, any normal listing will be shown right there. And then look at that. When this home is sold, it will affect your home's value. Boom, right to the home value landing page. So you want to make sure you use this e-flyer because, again, as a buyer's agent, seller's agent, the listing agent, you want to make sure you show off your success in a way that's going to engage people that want to work with you. So if you're going to send it through your CRM, real quickly, if you're going to send it through listings to leads, just select the list you want to send it to and click send. If you want to send it through your CRM, there's two different ways of doing it. You could either click copy code and copy the code appropriate and then drop it into your CRM. And alternatively, you could just highlight and copy. This is actually easier. And I don't know why it's being so slow all of a sudden. The scroll. If I want to copy the signature, great. I can just copy that and drop it right into my CRM. All right, here, I'll show you real quickly here. And then there's a call script right below the e-flyer. Make sure you're calling your database. I see all of these people online and they sound like they make it like they're so intelligent. Your database, we all know that, right? Your database you're so important. Of course it is. That's why we give you database scripts for everything. That's why we give you emails for everything, because your database is important. But here's the deal. I don't want to call my database with the same message all the time. So sometimes I call through my database for an open house to invite them to it. I call them regarding a pending listing to invite them to it, or just to let them know what's going on in the market. But there's a lot of things I can call them about, but I also want to be using these scripts. But see how I just copy and pasted that email in there? Look at that. Everything works perfectly. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. The database call script is right here. So again, call through your database. And similar to the circle prospecting script, if they own a home near the listing, there's one version. If they own a home but not near the listing, there's another version. And if they're a buyer lead, there's another version. So it's essentially, hey, Mark, Scott here, just want to let you know that 333 Main just went into contract, expected to close soon. And with the way the market is right now, I just want to make sure that people know that properties are selling. So whether you're a buyer or seller, that might be important to you. And oh, by the way, I don't know if you're interested, but I do free CMAs for all my clients and VIPs just to let them know. It gives them their current home value, equity update, and a few other really important things that homeowners typically like to know about. I know you're not looking to sell right now, but I would love to do this for you just because it helps me as well to keep track on the market. Would mark@gmail be the best email to send that to? And I'd be happy to get it to you later this afternoon or over the weekend. So call through your database. You're just giving them a quick update. They appreciate that. And if they don't, they at least hear from you. They at least hear your voice and remember, oh yeah, Scott Pierce. Right, I remember that guy. Next up, short form video script. You can record a little video. Highly recommend that. And the last thing we're going to talk about here, we're going to wrap this up, is the yard sign. So check this out. The listing flyers are going to flip to pending, in contract, whatever. And what you want to do is you want this on the yard sign. Sale pending. Get that on your yard sign ASAP. This is one of the top ways to get seller leads as well. Phenomenal. All right. Because I want all those neighbors. I'm going to check this out. You circle prospect them. You get the letter, postcard, or door hanger to them. They may see it on the seller's Facebook page because you shared that email with them. They may have seen the email from the seller. And now, as they walk and drive by the property, and even some of the buyers who don't realize it's sold, They're going to see pending. What is that? That is success. That is an agent we want to work with if we're thinking about selling anytime in the next year. And so they see pending, they grab a flyer, right? So you got to have a flyer box with the pending flyers. Maybe just put 10 in there and then make sure you get a sign writer. All right. You want that sign writer where they can text for more information. You can get them printed from locally. You can get them printed through your account right here. There's actually for pending, you can use the standard one, which is the one on the left column, but there's also this one. Now, these text codes stay with your account. And again, you can use this one on the left, and because it's going to go to the pending, that'll send the person the mobile responsive single property website for the pending. And from there, all the lead captures for home value. In addition, they got all the other stuff there as well. Or some people grab this one. And what this one will do is actually initiate an email conversation. But either way, you get the phone number right away. And then with the one on the left, they get sent the property website and then they can go through that. The one on the right, this one I've got highlighted, that's just going to trip off an email conversation. So it's going to say, thank you for requesting your home value. What's the property address? They're going to put in their property address. Then so you got phone number and home address. Then it's going to say, great. How do you want to get this? Do you want it via email or regular mail? And if they say email, then it's going to say, great. What's your email address? They put in their email address. If they say regular mail, I think it just says, great, we'll get it to you. You will then have to add it, get that to them. And here's what I would do. I would just go to your landing pages. Go to landing pages, because when you fill out this here, and I put in their address, put in their email, put in their phone number, that way it's going to go to your CRM or at least be in listings to leads, right? And let it get attached to follow-up. That's phenomenal. But it will send them their home value, right? And via email. And you can also download it, print it, and mail it to them if you wanted to, or door knock. But it's also then going to send them every month. The first week of the month, it's going to send them an updated home value estimate. So not only will they get it right now, but they're going to get it every month going forward, which is phenomenal. All right. Any questions on anything we've covered here today? You are smart for joining this call, because so many agents absolutely fall apart on marketing a pending listing, when marketing a pending listing is one of the best things that you can do for the immediate action you're taking, but to also set up the just sold, but then also to leverage all the past marketing to create that story arc of, hey, she's got a listing. She's an active agent. She's somebody that we may want to talk to. Oh, she had an open house. Oh, she had a property go into contract. Oh, she got a property sold. They see you multiple times. They see that story arc that I just mentioned. They watch and essentially participate in your success. And not only do they then want to work with you more, but they just feel like they know you more. Are we good? All of this makes sense? Make sure that you click on the link. That is our post-webinar survey. I want to make sure that I am providing value to you, that you're getting actionable items that you can take and implement, get business from it, grow your business from it, grow your brand. All right. Add to your database, add to your sphere of influence. All of those things will happen if you do this. And I want to make sure that the way I'm teaching or explaining it is transferable, so that you're not left wondering, like, what in the world do I do? On that note, get with our support, get into our mastermind group. Don't get stuck. Don't get into the paralysis of, oh my God, what do I do? Take action or ask for help to allow you to take action. With that, thank you everybody for joining us. I appreciate your time. And again, get to the mastermind group. Love to see you there. We'll talk to you soon.